it's Holly and I am the maker here at Missouri River Soap. In this video today, I'm going to make a strawberries and champagne type scented soap. It smells oh so good. Now you would think you'd get a lot of strawberry and you get a lot of champagne. It's actually not that way. It's a very just like complex fragrance and it's very hard to describe it. I'll try to put a fragrance description up in the video at the time that I'm putting in the fragrance. I had completely forgotten about this fragrance until someone asked in, I don't remember if it was a video or Instagram or something, just asked me to go ahead and remake this batch. And so I went ahead and put the fragrance oil on my next order, and wow, I just forgot how good it is. I forgot. I measured out the fragrance and I was bopping around here, you know, getting ready and getting everything sorted, and I just kept smelling it and I'm like, yep, we have to do it. Now, it's not going to be ready for Valentine's Day. I mean, it is probably going to be ready for me, but I probably won't have it listed and shipped to you prior to Valentine's Day. So even though it's kind of Valentine's-y-ish, it's not necessarily a Valentine's Day soap. So I've already made some soap today. I have some banana buttermilk over there. It's oh so creamy, and I'm just like, I'm on a soap making high at the moment. So I'm going to gear up for safety. I'm going to get all the things sorted and I will meet you back here to make this batch. Okay, so here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is add in the coconut milk to this batch. Now my oils are a little bit cloudy because I'm a little bit cool in here today, but it's still fine. And look how creamy this coconut milk is. Why are you so good? It just smells amazing. I love it. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and blend this in. Go ahead and add in the lye solution, and it's looking very nice today. I have more water because this one can accelerate just a little bit. I'm still hoping it doesn't go nutty on me. So you'll notice a little absence of the lye lint that I normally have, and that's just because there's more water. So I am going to blend this to emulsification. Alright, that's looking really good. Sometimes this can break down on me a little bit when I think I'm there. I do believe I have mixed well enough. And then, let me think. I think I'm just going to stir in the fragrance oil because I do need time to work, but I don't want to wait. I don't like trying to... I like my fragrance oil to be more exact, I should say. So I don't want to just kind of pour in a little in here and a little in there. I just like to have it either in the full pot or completely dispersed as it's supposed to be. So in with the fragrance oil. It just smells oh so amazing. I have a batch of figgy cream out, and I was getting the figgy cream with the strawberries and champagne type, and I was like, whoa. Idea, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna have to give it a little bit of a test, maybe in a wax melt or something. Holy moly. Holy moly. So I'm gonna split some off for some pink and like a darker pink and a gold. Do I want you to come in here with me? Maybe so. Maybe we'll assembly line this a little bit. I went with the big pot, or the big pictures, just so I could really get those stirred well. That smells so good. I can't see what's happening here. What we got going on? Got more in here than in here than in here. So we'll just give this a plop. Oop. This one gets a little smaller plop. Oop. All right, let's just do that. A little on the heavy side. I use some of my base oils to mix up my micas. And so since there's coconut and cocoa butter and all that, they'd actually solidified a little bit. But having a stove in here, it's very nice because I just put it on the warming doodad for just a moment. That one was Queen of Hearts. So you can kind of see it's just a very bright pink. This one is Pink Vibrance. These are all from Nurture Soap. And this has a little bit more of a purpley silver sheen to it, but still very pink. And I may add some more soap base to this. We'll see in just a moment. And then I have just some gold, and it is a chunkier mica when it mixes with the oil, so it goes in a little bit more gloppy. Good. We're gonna hand stir these for right now. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, I love that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I probably will put in a little bit more soap. This is a good beginner mixer. I debated doing an all over swirl, but whenever I do that, no matter what I think it looks like, inevitably somebody thinks it looks like bacon or meat. So we're trying to go with a little different scenario here. Let's go this way. Starting to get a bit of a stir. No, it's starting to get a little thick here in the base. The titanium dioxide should thin it out, but titanium dioxide likes to accelerate as well, so who knows what's going to happen over here. We've got a fair amount of mixing going on here. So I'm not super concerned about, whoa, going wild. I'm not super concerned about the fragrance oil, but I probably will give them a little blend here in order of color. So my base is fairly creamy colored, so I don't need a lot of titanium dioxide because it is going to still come back. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in this base color. Kind of what I've been doing so far since I've been back. Kind of get the base color in and then swirl the top. I thought I might have some titanium dioxide stuck down in there. Sometimes when the batter gets thick, the pour stick blender isn't strong enough to get down to it, but it looks well dispersed, so I'll just mix it in. Okay, so this is still getting mighty thick. Whoa. So see, it's not wanting to go down in very bad. I'll try to go high, but I obviously don't. We still got a lot of soap left. That's all right. That's all right. So it's a really good thing I did not go with a 32% lye concentration as I normally would. Might have been in a bit of a pickle, because this is a 30% lye concentration. I'm gonna do gold next. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Whoa, getting wild, getting a little rushed, getting a little stressed, so I'm getting crazy. I think this is going to make for a great hanger swirl though if we go back to evergreen. I feel like I base all my swirly soaps now on evergreen. So this one is going to be the Pink Vibrance, and it is even more chunky than some of the other ones. So we're definitely not going down in as I had desired. I have a mixture of songs in my head. Malakaliki Maka, I don't know what's the real name for that one, the Christmas Hawaiian Christmas song. And then I have a George Strait song. I can't think of what the name of that one is, but they are combining today. And it's just a little bit weird. I don't know what to think about what's playing in my head. So I'm still going to use the hanger tool, and this is from Nurture Soap Supplies, and why I make my molds at 18 inches, or request them as it would be. My husband would say, "What do you mean we?" Exactly. All right, oh, that is thick. So I'm gonna go all the way down, and I'm gonna bring it clear up to the top and over. And this will just be interesting to see, because sometimes when it's thick, it's actually extra cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna start back over here, because I work better coming back towards myself. So I'm gonna go below the surface and do a tighter swirl. Oh, it smells so good. Dang it. All right, and then I'm going to basically do that deep one again, all the way down to the bottom, all the way to the top, and then I am just going, let's do a little group right there. And then I am going to just kind of give this top a little texture. All right, so I'm just going to zhuzh the top a little. I keep using it. I don't even know what in the world that, how do you spell zhuzh? I don't know. I think I just saw it, have the Bath Bomb Revolution book. I was looking at it this morning. I was like, oh, I think that's how you spell zhuzh. I think. So, you'd ask me, what would I do different next time? If you're an experienced soap maker, you all know that I already have this worked out, what I'll do different next time. And if you're a newer soap maker and you might need a little assistance. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do next time. I am kind of focusing. I can't talk for just a minute. Hold on. Alright, so I kind of got that little, come along. So this is, oh, it's actually a little very pretty, but I'm just going to give it some peaks in some areas. Ugh, it looks so good. It looks dandy and delightful. But it seems a little flat right through there compared to the rest. Alright, so what I would do different next time. First of all, I would soap with a little bit more water. I would probably go down to a 28, and if I really wanted time to mess around, I'd do 26, but I would have to give it a little longer cure time. so that it could evaporate any excess water. So that would be workable. The other thing that I would do is be more precise in my measurements, know how much I'm going to pull off into my pictures so that I could split off the little amounts of fragrance for these top colors. And then I would do all my colors, I get it all mixed up, and then the last thing I would do is get in my fragrance oil and do the thing. So that's what I would do different. Now, I know I have this scent soap making video on the channel, and I'm pretty sure this still happened. So whether I'll remember it is another story, but as of right now, that is what I would do. I already soap cool. This is a little Mystic Gold Enviro glitter. And I finally have my glitter poofer, also from, it's all from Nurture Soap for the most part, as far as colors go. I don't think I have any that aren't from Nurture Soap at the moment, though I did just get a Candle Science in. Alright, so I'm going to let this sit for probably at least 48 hours. It'll probably be more because we're going to like -30 below zero, and I don't know if I'm going to trek out here or not. I might just stay in the camper and knit. So we'll just see. Otherwise, I'm going to spray this with 91% alcohol. I'm going to cover it with a piece of cardboard. And I'm just gonna let it saponify, solidify, and do its thing. I'll see you back here for the cut. Okay, so it's time to split this batch. It has been, let me think. I think it's been a week because we had the extreme cold, which I think I mentioned, come through. So I'm just gonna take a slice off the edge. We had the extreme cold come through, and so I wasn't out here for several days. Oh, that looks like it's gonna look great. So, whew, it was a doozy. It's some cold, I'll tell you that. My goodness gracious, we got down to -50, and then had a couple of nights at -40. Our daytime highs were only like -20s one day, minus like 15 another day. And today we are finally above freezing. Yesterday we were too, later in the day. Like we were grilling and it was 3 degrees. So we're back to business. It looks like I have some let me look that over for a minute. Looks like I got some glycerin rivers in this one. And I was looking at my recipe at the end and I was like, oh my goodness gracious. I usually subtract the water that I use to mix the titanium dioxide. And I forgot to do that. So we're going to have probably some glycerin rivers in this batch. But that's just gonna be the way we roll. Now, glycerin rivers is just when there's excess water and working with like the titanium dioxide, and it just kind of creates an appearance, but it's not anything problematic. It's just appearance sake. It's kind of like, how would I explain that? Kind of like things just start moving like a river when it gets warmed up, when there's too much water with the titanium dioxide. I'm probably not explaining that well at all. I'm always like, I know things in my head, I just can't explain them. That's how I operate. Cannot wait to cut into a bar and see what this looks like from the other direction. It's going to be so pretty. So pretty. I love the top. This looks amazing. These look chunky. That'll be great for me. So what I've been doing is just cutting my soap, cleaning my cutter, and putting it up. But I'm actually supposed to take these end pieces and I'm supposed to cut them while I'm at it. And that makes kind of the, that makes a bar shape that I can either use for samples or like this chunkier, whoa, I guess I'm losing my mind. I gotta go this way before I can go that way. Oh, silly me. There we go. I don't particularly like doing this part. It irritates me. Back in the olden days, I had a single wire cutter for just the bars, and it would allow enough room off to the side that I could just cut stuff like this, but my new one has like a whole anchor thing going on to help with bar sizes, so we don't have that freestyling option there. So I'm going to finish this up, clean up my cutter and put it away, and then I will be back to cut the bars. Alright, so let's cut one of these loaves up. This top, oh my goodness. I don't know if you can see how pretty it is with the shimmer. Oh, I love it. Smells amazing. So good. Alright. Always leave a little bit on the end. I just like my bars to have just nice crisp edges, and that means taking off the ends that can sometimes have a weird like design situation. Oh, that's really pretty. Yeah, like I said, I have some glycerin rivers. So here we have a little bit of the glycerin river, and I do remember at the end I had some titanium dioxide at the bottom of the pot, and so it looks like it actually, I swirled it about, so that's kind of funny. Yep, that's exactly what is going on with those. That's too bad. Here's a bar without any glycerin rivers. They won't all have it. Looks like it did warm up pretty well. I specifically made it before it got super cold so that it would go through its gel right, and by golly, it went through its gel all right. So it just happens every now and again. It's hard to have a perfect bar from one batch to the next. But there was a couple of things I did forget. Oh, that's really pretty. Look at that. Nice. Now I was waiting in the last couple of videos to take pictures of like my soap loaves. Okay, that was a funny sound. I think my battery just died on my speaker that I use when I'm listening to music out here. I did use it a lot yesterday. I don't remember what I was talking about. Yep, that's what I did with the titanium dioxide. I just kind of swirled it around in there. That's kind of too bad, but it's alright. It's alright. It smells great. It looks pretty. I love this top. I just can't get over the top. This one kind of swirled a bit better. Of course, you just watched the making, but it did get a little bit thick. Oh, I was talking about how I don't love waiting to cut all the soaps so that I could take pictures with the loaf. So I've just decided that's just not going to be how I do it, because I'm tired of it. I would like to cut everything when I have everything out. And I clean between the batches, so I just rather, clean my cutters and everything. So I would just assume cut it all at once. Could be happy if that paper towel quit being ornery. So we fared pretty well. That's minus 50 is a new record in our camper. We'd done minus 20, minus 25 last year. And it's just a short amount of time, maybe 6 days total in a year. Winter, do we get that cold? So it's not like we're cold like that all of the time. Why am I so disorganized? Just scoots over. I have to scoot over. That's kind of... So anyway, yeah, we do pretty well, and we fared well for being in our camper. We were a cozy 72 degrees throughout the whole thing. You just have to do some extra measures to make sure that we stayed nice and warm. We had it's an insulator, it's kind of a door blanket thing, but we had a blanket over our main door that caught the drafts. And we have foam insulation board all around the camper. That's just something you'll have to do normally, but we have it all around the bottom and around the front end where the hitch is, and we have it even like up and around slides, and so it stays nice and toasty warm underneath the camper. Our camper is rated, it's a Grand Design Solitude fifth wheel, and it's rated for 0, and it does do pretty good to 0, and it starts having some, the windows start having some major condensation and stuff like that. But it handled it pretty well because there's only a single pane windows. You really do need double pane. But we sure did put it to the test. And then what else did we do? Oh, we were just kind of like, we're just self-contained. Oh. Oh, that's pretty. We're kind of self-contained. We're able to unhook from our water and just start running on our tanks. And so, ooh, I have an air pocket there. You remember that it was thick, and so I was trying to smack it down, but it wasn't working super well. Nope, that's not how that goes. And so we just moved over to our tanks, and I think we fared well than a lot of people with houses. A lot of people were showing that it was only 50 degrees in their house and their pipes were freezing, and we did well. So we can certainly be thankful for that. So new experience. Hopefully we won't have to do that again this year. The shed out here did get to 35 degrees with 3 heaters. So we definitely have some work to do out here, which we knew. We're going to be putting, closing off the underneath. The underneath is kind of open right now. So we're going to be closing that off, and we're going to be putting in a different sort of a heater. So yeah, so here we have, I'll come around. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I think they turned out great. We've got a few issues here and there from the titanium dioxide, the glycerin rivers, but for the most part, it turned out great. Can you see how the gold is a little bit shimmery? I love that. Okay, so this soap is going to go on a tray on the curing rack, and it is going to stay there and cure for 4+ weeks. I will have it cleaned up, prepared, and ready to go probably the middle to the end of February. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.